Hello, 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 hello. Hi there. Hi. Welcome or welcome back. Hi, it's Dr. Tasha Jordan, and I'm so excited to join you to wrap up 2023. I know people say this all the time, but yo, where did the year go? First off, I actually really can't even remember what I did last year. Actually, I do. I was at church. I'm always at church. I'm almost always 99% of the time at church to start the year. But, it's so interesting. There's so many different ways that we think about how do we get ready for 2024? How do we get ready for this next year? I'm seeing all these videos about planners and strategies to improve and all these things. But sometimes it's so important for us to take a step back and reflect before we go into the future. And I think of the saying that my mother says all the time, which is, you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you've come from. Or you could say that as, if you don't know where you've come from, how do you know where you're going? And I like to do my end of the year reflections bi-directionally. I think back to the prior year and I think ahead to the next year. And what I do is two simple questions. I want to offer you these two questions that will help you to simplify that process of reflection, but hopefully have big impact. So simple process with a big impact. That's what I want for you. And honestly, it's been really helpful for me. So let's hop into number one. The first thing that I would say it's helpful in the process of reflecting on any year before, so here in 2023, it's what have you done? What have you achieved? What have you accomplished? What have you failed in? What have you not done? What were the things you said you wanted to do but didn't do? What have you done? Thinking about the actions, right? So I'll give a little bit of a recap of my year to give an example of how I think about this. So a lot has happened this year, a lot. And it's so crazy to think that it's been just 1 year. But I'll think about it specifically from the professional standpoint, because this is my professional channel after all. But, whether you are in medicine, you're a Christian, you just care about mental health, whichever it may be, I hope that this is helpful for you as you're reflecting to hear a little bit about my journey. So this year, I was in my 4th year of psychiatry residency to start the year. There were so many things, honestly, I'm thinking of this fresh off the top of the head, I didn't pre-write things down because I wanted to do a real life reflection. So the first memorable thing that sticks out to me that I've done doesn't mean it was the first, the most important, but the thing that sticks out to me the most is that the Christian Mental Health Initiative, which is the nonprofit I started in 2022, we celebrated 1 year of existence, May 13th, 2023. And with that, we had a international symposium, Faith, Meds, and Therapy, where we had a 4-hour-long virtual symposium with about 250 attendees from literally around the world, which is amazing, come in to listen to our speakers, and the volunteers talk about mental health from a Christian perspective. And if you want to learn more about the Christian Mental Health Initiative, there's a channel on YouTube where we put our events. So just look for Christian Mental Health Initiative or CMHI Connect, which is our handle on all social media. But that for me stands out as the first big thing. The next thing that stands out is that I got to present I presented a lot, honestly. I was catching flights, y'all. I was catching flights. If I actually go backwards, one of the first things I did in 2023 was I went to London. And I have shorts about that. I'll try to pop that in the links in the description box if you want to see the short about my shorts, plural, about my experiences in London, because high-key was lit. I got flued out, how the youth say it these days, to be able to talk about mental health in the Christian church context. And that to me was dope. And I was flown out to so many different parts of the country, internationally, to be able to speak on this topic that is really near and dear to me. So that I'll lump that all together because that's a lot of things. I graduated residency, bought a house in the same month with the hubby. We traveled for 2 months after residency, which I plan to make a whole separate video about that. If you are a resident watching this, 100% I recommend take a break. Take a break after residency. Just do it. Trust me, just do it. But that was great. We traveled all over the world for 5 weeks, and I had 8 weeks in total just off to just chill, reset, recollect myself. I started my attending job, so my first time practicing as an attending psychiatrist. Yay for me. So these, all of these are accomplishments, right? The things you think back on and say, wow, like I did the thing. I did that, okay? So I want you to think about, what did you do? What did you do this year? So let's think about that. And then I took my boards, then I found out I passed my boards, and I haven't gone around to it to first off announce that to y'all that your girl is a board certified psychiatrist. In the name of the Lord, praise him, hallelujah. But I actually do plan to post a video about my reaction. So I just haven't gone around to it yet because life is lifing. And other things that happened, my sister had a baby. We experienced loss last year, and she has a son who is living with us, and that is really exciting. I'm still getting used to it. It's still like hitting me here because, when you experience a loss, that's really hard. But we have a nephew who's living with us, and that to me is probably one of the greatest things of 2023, truthfully. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. Anyway, yeah, my husband and I, we hosted our first Christmas with our families. And sorry, this is my warm heart, self-soothing, just giving myself a little love right now. And that's something, if this is something that you do, let me know if this is helpful for you. But this is my warm heart to self, just caring for myself as I think about the loss, but also life. So with that, that's the reflection. And this is why reflection is so important, that life isn't perfect. There are things I didn't do that I wanted to do. There's so much, there were publications I wanted to have out. They're still in progress, not actually published as yet. There are, I wanted to post more on YouTube, be more consistent. That's what all YouTubers say, but I did my best. And to me, reflecting on those types of things just really helps you to think about where are you mentally in terms of your capacity to do things, and then what do you want to prioritize going into the next year. And I'll mention that because I have a word of the year, but we'll talk about that in my Welcome to 2024 video, but let's stick to 2023 for now. So now, number 2. We talked a little bit about number 1 of what are the things that you have accomplished, done, or failed at in 2023, or if you happen to watch this in the future, any other year that you're reflecting on. But the second question is, now, how did you feel? I wouldn't be a psychiatrist if I didn't ask you to reflect on how you feel. I love reflecting on how I feel. About 2 years ago, I learned about something called the feelings wheel, and I'll pop a link to that, or a video or a picture to that here of what the feelings wheel looks like. And I'll also put a link down below, not sponsored or anything, just literally a link to the website of the feelings wheel. It's literally feelingswheel.com. But it's a really great way to be able to practice labeling specific feelings. Because when we can specifically label your feeling, it helps to understand where that feeling comes from. Because happy is helpful, I guess. You're not sad. But if you go a little bit deeper on the feelings wheel to say maybe you're surprised. Now, surprise is giving me more information than happy, because surprised means something happened that you did not expect it, and that unexpected thing to you was good. So when you can reflect on the feelings from the year prior, using the feelings wheel as your guide, I think that can be such a healthy way to think about, how did the actions that I did, the things I achieved, the things I failed at, how did that connect? Or was it at all related to how you felt throughout the year? So for instance, if you're thinking more so of the failures, because I, praise the Lord, was able to list off a good amount of accomplishments, not to say I didn't have failures, but truthfully, 2023 is going in the book as check, pretty good year. So with that, I feel positive about the year because there was so much positivity going on in the year. And if I were to think of a specific word for my feelings, And feelings isn't, just one thing. It's a spectrum of different emotions that can coexist and change from moment to moment. But if I had to pick something overarching of how I felt in 2023, I felt purposeful most of the time. As if the things I were doing were working towards the purpose I feel like God has put me for in this world. So feeling purposeful for me is a positive emotion connected to the positive things that happened in the year. And that's a really great thing to think about, because I'm like, honestly, 2023 was a pretty solid year. So what can I do going into 2024 to kind of recreate some of what was honestly pretty good? And not to say that 2023 was perfect for me, but overall, if I'm being honest, it was a pretty good year. So with that, let me know, have you ever considered your yearly reflections in that way? To think back to what have you accomplished as number one, and number two, how did you feel throughout the year? Those two things, honestly, if you were to sit down for 10 to 15 minutes, like literally right now, take out a notepad, use the notes app on your phone, record voice memo, whatever works best for you, to really spend that time to reflect on, if you go month by month, season by season, what did you feel? What did you do? Honestly, it'll really help you to be grounded, to understand where you are today and help with where you want to be able to go into the new year. But for now, we'll leave it right there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Something I'll say, just thank you. We recently reached 1,500 people subscribed to my channel. Like, what? Hey there. Hi, how you doing? Introduce yourself down below. Who you be? Who your mama and them? You don't have to tell me who your mom and them are. You don't. But please tell me who you are and why you're watching and what content you love the most. I am here to share of myself things that I hope will be beneficial to you. And if you felt like this video was beneficial, I encourage you to join the fam, subscribe, like this video, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new videos that come out. And in the meanwhile, have a happy, happy, happy new year. Bye.